Today, we meet Maria Martos, who says that she is the first member of her family to be diagnosed with diabetes. Experts Dr. William Polanski and Dr. Richard Jackson from Harvard Medical School say that all family members should get tested for diabetes.
Señora Martos,
Are you the first person in your family to get diagnosed with diabetes?
I am the first person in my family who has diabetes.
And what was your family's reaction?
They were not too alarmed because they don't know that much about diabetes. They said I was preoccupied with it.
Maria brings up the point here that she's the first person in her family to have diabetes, which is actually not so usual. Type 2 diabetes, the most common kind of diabetes and the kind that both Maria and Skip have, is actually increasing in the country, and we know that one of the risk factors for getting type 2 diabetes is having a family member. So one of the things that Maria needs to think about and her family does is that some of them are very likely to either already have diabetes or even more likely to be at risk for developing diabetes in the future. And I think the interesting point here is that if they have a risk for developing diabetes, there's some things they can do to affect that risk and really push it off, things that are very reasonable. Bill's had some experience in this.
Yes, I was lucky enough to be part of a very large study that was completed all over the United States. It was completed just a few years ago, called the Diabetes Prevention Program. And the exciting results from that study were that if you can identify people who are at risk for type 2 diabetes, we know that, in fact, relatively small changes in lifestyle can help to delay or perhaps even prevent type 2 diabetes from ever happening. And that means, well, a lot of the things we've been talking about today, things like regular physical activity, a small amount of weight loss, etc., can really be enormously effective on dramatically reducing the likelihood that you could even develop type 2 diabetes. So as Rich is talking about, it's probably quite important for Maria to talk to the rest of her family about making sure they get tested for type 2 diabetes to see if they have it or if they might be at risk for it.
And particularly the younger people in her family, because the sooner you're able to begin these habits and get them integrated into your life, the more successful you are in achieving that long and healthy life afterward.
Yep, good point.
How well someone takes care of his or her diabetes usually depends on the amount of support from family and friends. To get support, educate your family and friends about your diabetes. Tell them how you want them to help. Ask directly for help and teach them how to give it.
here we are again, and we're going to help you incorporate more vegetables into your breakfast.
This is a great little recipe. It's just whipped eggs, and then we're going to top them with a bacon salsa.
Right, and we're using turkey bacon to add some flavor, but not a lot of fat.
Yeah, and with the green chili, and you've got fresh tomatoes and onions, it really makes a great morning dish.
Good, let's start.
Okay, first thing we'll do is whip up 4 farm fresh eggs.
Without the noise, right?
Just whip them up. There you go. And to that we'll add 2 tablespoons of non-fat milk. This is just very, very simple. And we've lightly coated a cast iron skillet with a cooking spray. So now we're just going to cook these up until they're light and fluffy.
And remember, you can use egg substitutes.
And they work especially well with scrambled egg dishes. Okay, so I'm going to have Lola stir that until it's nice and fluffy. Now we're going to take our 4 pieces of turkey bacon and add that to our skillet here, and we're going to let that cook until it's nice and crispy. You know, you can actually find this turkey bacon in the deli meat section of your grocery store. And we're just going to cook it up so it's nice and crisp. And then we're going to add all of our fresh ingredients, like our tomatoes, green chilies, and our onion. Okay, now that our bacon's crisping up, we're going to add a little bit of garlic here.
Is that fluffy enough?
It's Wonderful. Look at, yes, that looks wonderful.
I love
Doesn't-
garlic.
Doesn't that look great? It smells divine.
We're
Okay.
adding lots of vegetables
Okay,
because
right.
of the vitamins A and C. And the chili and onions are mostly for flavor.
All right, so we'll add, and I like the vine ripe tomatoes. Those are as close as I've found that are homegrown in taste and texture.
Are they sweeter than most tomatoes?
I think they are. I think they are. So now we have a cup of green chili, fresh green chili that we're going to add to this. And we're going to add 3 minced green onions.
Wow, lots of vegetables. Look at
Isn't
how many
that
vegetables we have incorporated in this recipe. The vegetables not only add lots of fiber, but they have a very small amount of carbohydrates.
Oh, and just the aroma is incredible.
I know, I'm so glad I created this
I
recipe.
think I was the one who created this recipe.
Okay, you
Yeah,
were.
Yeah, thank you.
I just add the fun.
Oh, and I'm all about flavor.
Okay, are we ready? Because my eggs are drying out.
Is it time?
It's time.
Okay, let's plate it.
You use about 1/4 of the egg. That's about a serving.
And then we're going to just top that with about 1/4 of the salsa recipe.
Okay.
Doesn't that look wonderful?
Yes, this recipe makes 4 servings, so you can make it the night before, put it in the fridge, get a whole wheat tortilla that morning if you're in a hurry, stick your eggs and all your vegetables in there, warm it up in the microwave, and you have about 35 grams of carbs and you're ready to go.
And that's the point. We're all on the go. And if you plan ahead, you can get up the next day and know exactly what you're going to have from meal to meal and really control your diet.
Right, and that's the key, Kelly, to eating healthy, is planning ahead and keeping it simple.